that's what I would qualify for this one. Which brings us to the very last point, which I think is the kicker for me, which is the important part, which I do think that Yahoo, the American company, won. Because why? Because Yahoo argued that Yahoo argued that they've been around. They said that news agencies picked up. They said that it was widespread. News agencies called it Yahoo already in '96, right? And that's really important because when you say that, you make that argument. But then how does Yahoo respond? They say that the internet wasn't widespread. But that doesn't really address what is being said by Yahoo, the American company. Yahoo, the American company, is saying that the public already knows about it because the news agencies already knows about it. And at that level, it really doesn't matter who, or the internet doesn't really matter anymore because it's being spread by news agencies. And by the defense neglecting that, I think that's important in this discussion because that means that you can pull through the argumentation that, oh, Yahoo already has an established base in China. And that becomes important. Because if they have an established base in China, then there's already this mentality in China that Yahoo is Yahoo, the search engine. And so if the defense doesn't win this, it's actually a really important point. So that's what I found was really interesting. But ultimately, the facilitator drew it back to say China operates on a different like philosophical mindset towards copyright theory, copyright law, which is that it is based on the date that you register your thing. So I think because it is important that it was in China because even though it may have been widespread, that could be debated. The date is ultimately what the Chinese copyright agency grew back to. But I think it's just interesting I would personally, if it was just this debate, I would give it to Yahoo just because of that last argument, because you were able to link it in to oh, what if they were like piggyback on the coattails and getting like popular support because of this. But in the big picture, in the real world, it makes sense like why it happened this way. But good job.
Now, Linda Rao, who has been working in Beijing for a couple of years, would like to give her perspective on this topic.
Well, I look at things a little bit differently than Michael Rao does, because coming from an education background and living in China, actually, like I look at this and I think about all the things in China that are fake, or I think about all the things that are like that happen in China, and so I actually put together a brief PowerPoint. It's just a few pictures, pretty much, but of things that this reminded me of, like the whole Yahoo thing, because if you've ever been to China, or I mean here you know it too, that like China copies a lot of things from other countries. Just like I go to the market and I want to buy a Gucci purse or something, I can buy it for so cheap, and of course, I mean it's fake. What? So since we're talking about intellectual property and things like that, I put together some slides that reminded me of things. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so these reminded me of your Yahoo versus Yahoo. Yeah, like we have Facebook, right? In America, in Taiwan, everywhere. But in China, we don't have Facebook. This is blocked. It's blocked. What do we have instead? We have this thing called Wang. And Wang is like an exact copy of Facebook. Of course, it looks a little bit different, but actually, if you go inside and you use the functions, it has all the same functions. So, China. This is YouTube. We use YouTube a lot here in Taiwan and America, in lots of places. But in China, this is blocked too. You cannot get on YouTube. What do you use instead? Yahoo! Use Yahoo. You come in, you find whatever, anything you want. You can find even American videos and things like that on here. We have Google here in Taiwan, America, blah, 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 everywhere. But in China, most of the time it's blocked too. So what do you use instead? Hey, let's use our friendly Baidu. It has, the map, everything you want. Everything that you need in Google, you have on Baidu. So when I'm thinking of the, the Yahoo debate, I think, well, China probably did copy it, but, but given that, I don't know, but looking at the arguments, I guess I can't really argue that strongly for the Yahoo, American Yahoo, just because of some of the other arguments that you guys put out there. So I decided to share some of my China insights with you. That's it.
Okay, thank
Good
you.
job.
Now let's take a break for 3 minutes and come back for more discussion.